He was just 7, so small that his legs dangled above the courtroom floor, not even reaching the ground. Yet when he finally spoke, the truth he carried was far heavier than his tiny frame. His words cut through the silence of the room, and in that moment, sealed his mother's fate, sending her away for life.
What is this right here?
My mama.
And what is she doing?
Killing my sister.
The setting was Esto, Florida, August 8, 2007. A quiet rural town where most mornings were defined by the soft rustle of pine trees and the steady whisper of the breeze. That day began like any other for Amanda Lewis. Just 27 years old, a single mom balancing life and responsibility, she had just come home from working the night shift at a nursing home. She had 2 children, AJ, her 7-year-old son, a thoughtful, observant boy, and Adriana, affectionately called Anna, who was just weeks away from her 8th birthday. Amanda would later say that morning was nothing unusual, until around 10 a.m., everything shattered. Her panicked voice rang through a 911 call, begging for help. Through gasps and tears, she told the dispatcher that Anna had fallen into the pool and wasn't breathing.
911.
I need an ambulance, please.
911.
I need an ambulance.
What's wrong, ma'am?
My daughter fell in the pool and she's not breathing.
Where at, ma'am?
In Esto,
Ma'am, what's your address?
3343 First Avenue South.
3343 First Avenue South.
Yes, down the road from the post office at the very end.
What's your phone number, ma'am?
850-263-0759.
And she's not breathing. How old is she?
She's 7 years old.
All right, hang on just a second, ma'am.
Oh, God.
Just a second, ma'am.
Her lips are purple. What do I do?
Ma'am?
Water's just coming out of her nose.
Yes, sir. Ma'am?
Huh?
You said water's coming out of her nose?
Yes, I've got her on her side and she's coming out of her nose every time I move her.
Okay, hang on just a second.
Please hurry.
Rescue? Yes, ma'am, I've got them on the way. I'm going to see if they can do something to help you. Hang on just a moment. Rescue 1, they're advising they've got her laid over on her side. Water's coming out of her nose. Is there anything they can do till you get 1012? Hang on just a second. Does she have a pulse, ma'am?
No, she's not got nothing. She is purple.
She don't. Hang on just a second.
Everything's purple.
She's advising she's purple, no pulse, no breathing. Hang on just a second, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, I've got rescue on the way, and I'm fixing to get you someone else, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to call you right back in just...
Paramedics rushed in within minutes, finding the little girl pale, motionless, her skin already cool to the touch. They fought to bring her back the entire ride to Bay Medical Center, but by late morning, the fight was over. Adriana was gone. Amanda's version of events was simple. She'd been doing chores around the house when she realized the backyard had fallen silent. Too silent. Then came the scream. At first glance, it was a tragic accident. Adriana had a known history of seizures, and officers were told she may have collapsed into the pool during one. The community grieved with Amanda. Neighbors dropped off casseroles. People shook their heads and whispered about how cruel fate could be. Amanda's explanation seemed to make sense, until it didn't. Within just 24 hours, the story began to unravel. And it wasn't detectives who cracked it open. It was Amanda's 7-year-old son, AJ. Quiet, matter-of-fact, and unflinching, he began to talk. Not just to police, not just to family, but to anyone who would listen. His words landed like a hammer. Mama did it.
My mom got mad at him, so she dove in the pool. And then she told her to go somewhere, and she said no, because Mom was going to dunk over these. And then Mom had to go get in the car to go get Adrian. And then Adrian was trying to escape from Mama, and then Mama pulled her back in the car. And then once they got back home, Mama threw her back in the pool. And then she started drowning again.
Adriana started drowning?
And then when she had to take a shower, my mom told me to go get her. And then when I was standing in the wagon, she was dead.
So you stood up in the wagon? Okay.
AJ didn't just hint, he insisted. He told investigators he had watched it happen. In his small, steady voice, He explained that his mother had been upset with Adriana, angry enough to drag her to the pool, angry enough to push her under. He described how Amanda forced his sister beneath the water, holding her there until her tiny body stopped fighting. And AJ never wavered. He repeated the story again and again, each time with the same chilling detail, the image that would haunt everyone who heard it. She held her under.
Adrian was laying like this and Mama holding him like this so she wouldn't scream.
Just a day earlier, investigators had leaned toward calling Adriana's death a tragic accident. But AJ's words flipped everything. Suddenly, police were looking at a possible homicide. When they returned to the Lewis home, they noticed something odd in Adriana's bedroom. Almost no toys, no stuffed animals, no crayons or coloring books. The usual warmth of a child's room simply wasn't there. Neighbors began murmuring that Adriana often seemed to be in trouble, that Amanda's discipline could be harsh. And then there was the bruise, a dark mark on the little girl's forehead. Some swore it looked like the outline of a hand. Amanda, however, never budged. She repeated her claim that Adriana's seizures had caused the accident. To back herself up, she even took a lie detector test and passed. Still, investigators couldn't shake the image of AJ's small voice telling them, "Mama dunked my sister in the pool." That sentence lived in their minds. By September 2007, Amanda Lewis was arrested for first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. And just months later, in February 2008, the trial began. By then, the case had captured headlines across Florida. The prosecution's key witness wasn't a detective or a scientist. It was a child, a second grader. When AJ stepped into that courtroom, barely 7 years old, the room fell silent. He was tiny for his age, his legs dangling off the chair as he sat in the witness box. It had been 6 months since he'd last seen his mother. The instant he recognized her, the air seemed to freeze, and then the tears welled up, spilling down his face.
Hey, Jay,
Yes, sir.
give me your hand. All right. Here. Here.
The tears didn't stop the questioning. The prosecutor stayed close, voice calm and gentle, guiding the boy through each step. At first, AJ's words came out shaky, broken by sobs. But as the minutes passed, his voice grew steadier. Slowly, painfully, he began to unravel the story in detail, piece by piece, memory by memory.
They want to know how Adriana died.
Yes, sir.
Now, I wasn't there, AJ, was I?
No, sir.
Were you there when she died?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell them how she died?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, AJ, I want you to come over here. We're going to put some photographs up here, okay?
Okay.
Come on over here. Right. Up right here. I think you're going to have to kneel down right there. Kneel down. And a pencil. Okay. Now, what is this right here? Who is this, or what is this?
My mama
Okay. And what is she doing?
killing my sister,
How is she doing that, AJ?
putting her hand over her face.
Would you show me how she put her hand over your
No,
sister's
sir.
face? Huh?
No, sir.
You don't want to do that?
No, sir.
Okay. Who is this?
My mother,
And who is this?
my sister,
What is this right here?
my mother's arm.
Your mother's arm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does this mean right here? She did.
Died.
What?
She died.
She died. Okay. You mean your sister died? Okay. What this too bad? What does that mean?
That means it's scary.
It was scary. When this was happening, Could you see it?
So,
Was that a yes or a no?
yes.
Through trembling words, AJ told the jury what he said he had seen with his own eyes. His mother forcing Adriana into the pool, holding her under as the little girl fought, splashed, and finally went still. To make them understand, he even drew a picture. Simple stick figures, the outline of a pool, and a small figure beneath the water. It was a child's sketch, but its impact was devastating. No one in that courtroom would ever forget it. After 4 tense days of testimony, the case went to the jury. Their decision came swiftly, barely 2 hours of deliberation. When they returned, the verdict was clear. Amanda Lewis was guilty of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse.
Members of the jury, I understand you've reached a verdict.
Yes, sir, we have.
Madam Clerk, at this time, if you would read the verdict for the court, please.
State of Florida versus Amanda Elaine Lewis, case number 07282CF. Verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant, Amanda Elaine Lewis, as to count 1 in this case. The defendant is guilty as charged of first-degree felony murder. We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant, Amanda Elaine Lewis, as to count 2 in this case. The defendant is guilty as charged of aggravated child abuse. So say we all, dated this 22nd day of February, 2008, signed Eugene E. Person.
The verdict left no room for mercy. Amanda Lewis was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole. For her, freedom was gone forever. For AJ, the weight of his testimony would follow him for the rest of his life.
Ms. Lewis, under Florida law, there are only 2 possible penalties that can be imposed for the crime of first-degree felony murder. They are either death or life imprisonment. This court adjudges you to be guilty of that crime and sentences you to imprisonment in the Florida Department of Corrections for the remainder of your life.
To this day, Amanda has never backed down from her claim. She insists she's innocent, that Adriana's death wasn't murder at all, but a heartbreaking accident triggered by her daughter's medical condition.
My name is Amanda Lewis. I lost my kids and my freedom in the blink of an eye, and I am innocent.
Amanda says she's never blamed AJ. She claims she still loves him deeply, but believes he was only a confused little boy, misunderstanding what he saw, maybe even influenced by the adults around.
Everything he said was not true, but everything wasn't a lie. I believe what happened, he took a series of events and put them all in one day. She had gotten in trouble for spraying something a week prior, and he put it that it happened that morning. So everything he said was not a lie. I just believe he fabricated a series of events into
17 years after that fateful day in court, AJ Hwao, now an adult living under a new identity, finally spoke out. In a rare interview with True Crime Central, he stood firmly by the words he spoke as a 7-year-old. He admitted the weight of that testimony nearly broke him, never imagining it would condemn his mother to spend the rest of her life behind bars. Yet, with a steady voice, he declared that he meant every word, that his mother is 100% guilty. AJ reflected on the stark contrast between then and now. After the trial, he was adopted by a loving Christian family, growing up in a far more stable, nurturing home than the one he'd known during those first 7 years with Amanda Lewis. His statement remains chilling, a reminder of how much power a child's voice can hold. A pool in a quiet Florida backyard. A boy with a story that no one wanted to believe, until they did, and a mother whose future was sealed by it. But questions linger. Was justice truly served, or did a 7-year-old shoulder the unbearable weight of a tragedy he couldn't fully comprehend? Can a child's testimony ever be wholly reliable, or did the system place him in an impossible position? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, here are 2 more videos waiting on your screen. Pick one, and I'll meet you there.